It can be divided into central space within the muscle core and the peripheral space. The lesions can be classified under the site of origin, like primary, secondary and metastatic, the position like intraconal and extraconal, and upon the pathological characteristic of the lesion. Coming to the site of origin, primary orbital lesions, that are the lesions arising from the orbital tissue, eyeball, lacrimal gland, muscles of the orbit. Secondary orbital lesions are lesions that arise from the adjacent structure like paranasal sinus, eyelids, cranial cavity, nasopharynx, and then invade to the orbital cavity. Metastatic lesions are malignancy from other part of the body which metastasize to the orbit. Now coming to the position of the lesion, it can be intraconal like cavernous hemangioma, optic nerve glioma, AV malformations. It can be extraconal like dermoid cyst, rhabdomyosarcoma, extension from nasal and sinus diseases, lacrimal gland mass, muscular disorders like thyroid ophthalmopathy, pseudotumor, and cysticercosis. Now coming to the pathological classification, it can be cystic like dermoid and epidermoid cyst, vascular like hemangioma or lymphangioma, inflammatory lesions like orbital pseudotumors, infiltrating lesion lymphoid tumor, neurogenic tumors like glioma, meningioma, lacrimal gland tumors like adenoma, carcinoma, metastatic tumor like neuroblastoma and ewing sarcoma, intraocular tumor mostly retinoblastoma. The intraorbital lesions, they are more common in adults than children, and according to different studies, there are different findings, but benign lesions are more common than malignant. According to different studies, there are different frequency of orbital lesions. Retinoblastoma is most 21%, inflammatory lesions 16%, cystic lesions 10%, lacrimal gland lesions 9%. Vascular lesions are 7%, muscle origin like rhabdomyosarcoma 3%, nerve tissue lesions 3%, paranasal sinus lesion 7%, metastatic lesion 2%. So, taking into the age group, lesions more common in childhood are congenital lesions like dermoid cyst, vascular lesions like capillary hemangioma, lymphangioma, optic nerve glioma, malignant like rhabdomyosarcoma, acute myeloid leukemia, metastasis from neuroblastoma, wing tumor. In adult lesions, mostly cavernous hemangioma, optic nerve glioma, neuroblastoma, lymphoma, and metastasis from breast, lung, and prostate carcinoma. These lesions are evaluated under 6 P's like proptosis, pain, progression, palpation, pulsation, and periorbital changes. While taking the history of the lesion, mostly these lesions present with proptosis. So, while taking history, the nature of onset of proptosis is important. Whether there is sudden proptosis in case of which occurs in case of acute infection and orbital emphysema. Gradual onset of proptosis occurs in benign tumors and rapidly expanding mass like rhabdomyosarcoma, capillary hemangioma, lymphangioma. Coming to duration of the lesion, long-standing, slowly progressive lesions are common in benign tumors, but short duration lesions mostly malignant. Coming to the progression of the proptosis, there is a continuous proptosis in case of tumor or endocrine ectophthalmos, intermediate proptosis, angioma, orbital varices, variable proptosis in orbital tumor, pseudotumors. One episode occurs, it then disappears, another episode then recurs. Pulsatile proptosis like AV malformation, cranio-orbital communication. Associated symptoms are like pain. Pain is more common in inflammatory disease, late stage of malignancy, diplopia, in myositis or Graves' disease where there is lesions involving the muscles, or cannot be malignant disease where the lesions infiltrate the muscle. Vision loss is most common in optic nerve tumor like glioma and meningioma, where vision loss is more than the degree of proptosis. Periorbital lid edema in case of inflammation and orbital pseudotumors. Now coming to the clinical examination of the lesion, the proptosis usually can be unilateral or bilateral. Unilateral proptosis, most commonly congenital dermoid cyst, inflammatory lesions like orbital cellulitis, orbital pseudotumor, vascular lesions like aneurysm, and primary tumors of the orbit. Bilateral lesions in congenital lesions, craniofacial dysostosis, cavernous sinus thrombosis, late stage of cavernous sinus thrombosis, lymphoma and metastatic lesions, and thyrotoxicosis. Now, coming to the examination of the lesion, the direction of displacement of the globe is important. When we see a proptosis like this, axial proptosis, we think of a lesion inside the muscle bone. So it can be optic nerve glioma, meningioma, cavernous hemangioma, schwannoma, or metastatic tumor. When there is lateral displacement of globe, there should be lesion in medial part of the orbit, like ethmoid sinus mucosis. When there is downward and nasal displacement of the globe, then we must be lesion in superior lateral part of the orbit, like lacrimal gland mass, dermoid cyst. When there is superior displacement of the globe, then there may be growth in maxillary sinus. Now to come into the palpation, there is retro displacement of the globe in soft vascular tumor, pulsation and feel, we get vascular tumor, orbital rim should be palpated, and we should insulate the finger between the mass and the orbital rim, whether it is possible or not. Regional lymph nodes are palpated for any malignancy. Auscultation root we found in vascular tumor. In transillumination test, we differentiate cystic from the solid mass. Also, other ocular examination we perform are visual acuity should be seen. It is markedly decreased in case of optic nerve lesions. Pupillary reaction is also involved. Ocular motility we should look for. Fundoscopy is a must to see for any optic atrophy or optic disc edema, any venous embossment. Tonometry is important, and we should look for systemic examination in case of any malignancy in other part of the body, and also thyroid ophthalmopathy. Plain X-rays are not now done commonly, but there is change in bone density. Increased density is seen. This is a case of meningioma. For increased bone density is seen in meningioma, chronic periostitis, and Paget's disease. Decreased density is seen in benign tumor like dermoid cyst, mixed lacrimal gland tumor. Bony destruction, it is common in malignant tumor of lacrimal gland. This is a case of rhabdomyosarcoma. Dehiscence of orbital bones, more common in mucosal paranasal sinus, aneurysms. Intraorbital calcification are common in retinoblastoma, meningioma, lacrimal gland carcinoma, and fascicle eye. There is enlargement of optic canal. In X-ray, we find in optic nerve glioma or meningioma. Now, coming to CT scan, it is the most common investigation and useful in localization of size, density, extent, infiltration, calcification of the mass. Useful in diagnosing the lesions that involves the optic nerve, extraocular muscles, paranasal sinus, any cystic mass, paraorbital lesions, or intracranial extension of the lesion. The disadvantage of CT scan is it is unable to distinguish between the pathological soft tissue mass, which are isodense. This is a case of fusiform dilatation optic nerve, which is isodent with the optic nerve, clear-cut margin. This is the case of optic nerve glioma. This is a case of optic nerve meningioma, where there is a diffuse mass hyperdense to the optic nerve and there is calcification. This is a globular mass, globular interconal mass. This is homogeneous. This is a case of cavernous hemangioma. This is a case of lymphangioma, ill-defined mass with phlebolith and heterogeneous mass. This is a smooth mass and homogeneous in superior lateral part of the orbit. This is a lacrimal gland, benign tumor. And this is a malignant tumor of lacrimal gland which is heterogeneous, mass is not well defined, and bony destruction is also there. So bony lesions from malignant lesions we can differentiate from the margin of the mass which is regular or irregular, whether it is homogeneous or heterogeneous. Ultrasonography, this scan is more useful in tissue diagnosis. It can differentiate a vascular, inflammatory and metastatic lesion according to the pattern of sound reflectivity from the surface of the mass, transmission character of the sound wave through the lesion. The mass can be solid, cystic, vascular, infiltrative. Cystic lesion, clear-cut margin with good sound transmission. Solid tumor, clear-cut margin with poor sound transmission. Spongy lesion, there irregular margin, good sound transmission, but high internal reflection. This is the irregular margin, poor sound transmission, but no internal reflection. MRI had advantage because it can differentiate between normal and abnormal tissue with excellent resolution, and also it's superior to CT in evaluating intercanalicular, chiasmal and post-chiasmal lesion. There are some cases, most common cases like orbital cellulitis, more common in children, presence with fever, malaise and unilateral proptosis, painful ophthalmoplegia. Orbital pseudotumor is the inflammation of orbital tissue, most commonly unilateral. There is periorbital pain, congestive proptosis, and it is in CT scan there is ill-defined orbital opacification, loss of definition of contacts and enlarged muscle. Capillary hemangioma, it is the most common orbital tumor in childhood. It can be cutaneous, preseptal, extraconal or intraconal. On CT scan there is a homogeneous mass with good contrast enhancement. In cavernous hemangioma, most common in female adult, and there is large vascular channels within the fibrous capsule and slowly progressive unilateral proptosis. There is a oval homogeneous mass in CT scan. Dermoid cyst, most common congenital lesion of orbit, and in CT scan there is cystic swelling. Lymphangioma, benign vascular malformation of early childhood. It can be anterior or posterior, and anterior lesion, soft bluish lesion, and posterior lesions, slowly progressive proptosis. On CT scan, irregular margin, heterogeneous orbital opacification. Rhabdomyosarcoma is a primary orbital malignancy in childhood. It presents like inflammatory process, but it is painless, and on CT scan, poorly defined mass with homogeneous density, but there is adjacent bone destruction. Pleomorphic adenoma of lacrimal gland is most common in second to fifth decade of life, painless, slowly progressive lesions, and on CT scan there is oval mass, smooth outline, there is indentation of fossa, but there is no erosion of the fossa. But in malignant lesion, there is erosion, irregular margin with erosion of the bone, and it is clinically it is associated with pain and also sensation loss along the nerve. Optic nerve glioma, there is axial proptosis, most common in childhood, and CT scan there is fusiform dilatation of the optic nerve. In optic nerve sheath meningioma, there is classical triad like visual loss, optic atrophy, and opticociliary shunt of vessels. Most common in middle-aged women. There is thickening, calcification of the optic nerve. Lymphoma, it is most common in old age group and presents with proptosis, ptosis, diplopia, and it is a case of MR lesion where there is MR scan. Large orbital soft tissue mass is seen. A metastatic tumor, where most common primary site in adult is breast carcinoma, lung carcinoma, prostate carcinoma, and in childhood retinoblastoma or neuroblastoma. Most commonly present with proptosis, dystopia, ptosis, diplopia, induration of the